Good morning to all of you. We continue with nested for loop programs, and this nested for loop programs. We continue with the nested for loop programs. Today we are going to study about the how to find the factorials. We will be finding out the factorials, and then that factorials we will be implementing those factorials into some of the series questions. Now, to find a factorial, you must remember that what a factorial is. Now, it is a synonym of a multiplication, nothing else. Now, if suppose I want to find a 1 factorial, that is 1 into 1. If I want to find a 2 factorial, that is 1 into 2. Up to the number, multiplication of each number starting from 1 up to the number is a factorial. Factorial of 3. So 1 into 2 into 3. This is what a factorial of a 3. That means I have to run a loop from 1 to the particular number up to which I want the factorial. So this is a nested loop program. This is a nested loop programming for the series. When we move on with the series, it's a nested loop program. When one I loop is the controller loop who gives a number, and the j will be used for finding the factorial. J will be running from 1 to the I, whatever the number I is sending, and it's a multiplication only. We multiply and find the sum. This is what a factorial is, a nested for loop program, and today we will be tracing it out also, checking it out, how it works, what it is, and you have to remember one thing. This is a trick. Whatsoever factorial sum of the series question is, whatsoever, there will be a common procedure to find the factorials. That is, and there should be an outer loop, there will be an inner loop, there will be a multiplications with the j, and then finding the sum. This is what you have to do it. So we will be discussing it. I will be discussing what the factorials are, how it works, and then we will be going for its implementation. We will implement it, how it is used in a program. Thank you. Let's proceed to the program. So today's date is 13/7/2020, and it is for class 9A and B. Is it? Now, as I had said, suppose I need to find a factorial. S equals to 1 factorial plus 2 factorial plus 3 factorial plus ... and terms. Is it? Now, what I had said, 1 factorial means what? 1 into 1. 1. 2 factorial means 1 into 2 into, it's 2. 3 factorial means 1 into 2 into 3, 3 to just 6, it's 6. Likewise, it moves on. Is it? Likewise, you have to carry it forward. Now, from where the loop runs, outer loop. Now, this is the outer loop. So here, for I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus n numbers. Suppose up to 10, up to 5, up to 6, up to, depending upon the user what it is doing in. Then, when I is 1, factorial has to be counted from 1. Is it? Because as the product starts always with a 1, na? And the sum always starts with 0. Therefore, I am keeping a variable f for the factorial, and the factorial is 1 now. Then a j loop, as I stated, that the j loop must be used for finding the factorial. Now the factorial always begins with what? 1. So j always begins with 1. Now is it increasing or not? Yes, increasing. That is j plus plus. Now up to what the j loop is running? If suppose the number is 1, j runs up to 1. If the number is 2, j runs up to 2. If the number is 3, j runs up to 3. So j less than equals to I. And now in this j loop only you are finding the factorial. So f equals to f into j. And now if I need to print the factorials, so I will print it here. Alright. If I need to find the sum of the factorials, then I will have s equals to s plus f instead of printing. Are you getting it? This is what is being done here. Suppose now let's go move on with its explanation how it works. What is it? Let's stress it out. Now suppose n, is it? Now we are going to print only, we are not going to find the sum of it. We are going to print the factorials. We are going to print the factorials. So plan f. We are going to print the factorials. Now n, suppose I considered n as a 3. This n as a 3. I am considering this n as a 3. Alright. Now we are trying to understand this. I am not writing this program right now. Alright. I will be writing this program, but right now we are trying to understand what is factorial and how does it finds, what it does, and whether we are getting these values or not. That what is my motive right now. So n equals to 3. Now we will come down. So I starts with 1. So 1 is less than I is less than equals to 3. I is less than equals to 3. That means 1 is less than equals to 3. True. Condition becomes true. It enters inside the loop. So it finds f equals to 1 now. Then again it comes down. So it comes down, and here the j. So j starts with 1. And 1 is less than equals to 1. True. Condition is true in j loop. It enters here. Remember now it has entered the nested j loop. So until and unless the j ends, you cannot come to I. Is it? So j equals to 1. Now entered f equals to f into j. So f equals to f into j. Now what is the value of f? F value is 1. What is the j value? 1. 1 into 1, 1. Then j changes to 2. 2 is less than equals to 1. False. It comes out of the j loop. J loop se it comes out of the j loop. SOPLNF. Now what is the f value? F value is 1. So it gets printed here 1. 1 gets printed here. Alright. Now after printing again it goes and increments I. So now I changes to 2. Now this changed value again is checked here. Again 2 value is checked. 2 is less than equals to 3. True. 2 is less than equals to 3. So it enters into the outer for. Finds f equals to 1. Yes, f equals to 1. Then it again comes down. It goes to j. Look now, j starts with 1. So j equals to 1. So 1 is less than equals to I. I is 2. So 1 is less than equals to 2. Condition is true. Now it goes for the multiplication here. F equals to f into j. What is f into j? 1 into 1. F is now 1. Then again j increments from here. The j goes and increments here. And the next value again is checked here. So j equals to 2. 2 is less than equals to 2. True. And then again f into j. What is f current value? 1. What is the current value of j? It is 2. So it prints 2. Now j changes to 3. So 3 is less than equals to 2. False. Comes out of the j loop. Goes, prints the current value of f. Prints the current value of f as a 2. Alright. Then I gets incremented again. So here I changes to 3. 3 is less than equals to 3. True. Now j's f equals to 1. Now j starts with 1. 1 is less than equals to 3. True. So f equals to 1 into 1. It's 1. Then j value changes to 2. 2 is less than equals to 3. True. F equals to 1 into 2. It's 2. Now again j value changes to 3. So 3 is less than equals to 3. True. So f equals to 2 into 3. F current value is 2. 2 into 3. It's 6. Then again j value changes to 4. 4 is less than equals to 3. False. Comes out of the j loop. And it prints the current value 6. Are you getting it? Hope so you people are getting it, and this is what the factorial questions. Now we are going to convert it. This is what we had done with the tracing of it. Now we are going to convert this some of the series question into a program. We are going to convert this into a program. So here we go. Import java.util.strict class abc void main. Now scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in. So what you require here? We require a variable I, we require a j loop, we require n, we require s for the sum of the series, is it? So, and we require f for the factorial, so s equals to 0. And since I had a habit of initializing the variables, so f equals to 1 here. This f equals to 1 has to be declared inside the loop also. Either way, wherever you wish. But since I do follow some the ethical rules, so I do continue with this. Now Soplan, enter the limit n equals to sc dot next int method. Now I run a loop. For I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus plus. Is it? Now f equals to 1. For j equals to 1, j less than equals to I, j plus plus. Look here, everything remains same as I said. F equals to f into j. And we need to find the sum of the series now. S equals to s plus f. Outer for close. This is the inner for, this is the outer for. Now you can print here. So plan s, what is the sum of the series? Close the main, close the class. This is all about your program. This is how the program has to be written in. And look, this will be the common things: I, j, n, s, f in every program, sum of the series program. If x is asked, you have to go with the extra variable. Then you had to get to the limit. Then this is a common structure in every sum of the series question. What changes here? This sum only changes. What you need to find, that only changes. Otherwise everything remains same. Thank you very much.